Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lando's Lessons. Uh, Wanted to share a little message. Like I said in the last video, I wanted to make sure I was starting this summer with continuous posting. So, yeah, you're going to get a nice little twofer to start the month. If you see me wearing the same clothes in the next video, that's why. So, yeah. Basically, I want to talk about going with the flow. That's something that a lot of people say. It's a mantra to some as well. And as someone who went with the flow for quite a long time, for a very long time, I don't think it's the best way to live your life. At the end of the day, you're leaving everything to those around you, to the heavens that be, to anything that isn't you. So you got to take initiative, you got to live with a purpose, and going with the flow kind of hinders that ideal. I think a better way to put going with the flow as far as what the ideals behind it are don't let things bother you. Take it in stride, something like that, more so than literally going with the flow. I know throughout my life I've had a lot of issues, trauma when I was younger, alcoholism for over a decade, and a lot of my mental health issues, a lot of the problems I'm dealing with today are all stemming from me going with the flow for that decade plus that I was doing it. I didn't have any idea who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So it was easier than facing those particular demons of uncertainty. And with that said, now that I've made some changes in my life, now that I am sober for over a year and a half, now that I am facing the demons head on and trying to make sure that everything goes well going forward. Sorry, there's a bee. It's easy to reflect and say, oh, well, that was stupid. End of the day, you got to have that drive inside. And going with the flow doesn't instill that. You're not moving purposefully. You're just doing whatever you need to do right now based on outside circumstances. I, for one, have definitely struggled trying to tackle my life post going with the flow because, let's face it, I don't know who I am. I hardly know what I want. I'd say one of my driving factors right now is I do want to help folks. I don't want people to have to go through the same things I went through. So if I could share some knowledge, if I could share an opinion, if I can inspire somebody, then I'm doing what I want to do. Now, what that means for my future, what that means for any semblance of, financial security, I don't think that's going to happen. If it does, great. But either way, these messages need to come through because I know there's someone out there who needs to hear it. So with that being said, I look back at my past videos and I was concerned with the rambling, with how things are going. So what I realized is that's real, that's authentic, that's me. I don't do these in one shot as far as just one video take. Typically I have to do a few just because I don't feel like I covered everything I want, or worse, I thought about something as soon as I stopped recording. So heck, this might be the 6th attempt to get this video out, but it needs to be said that going with the flow just isn't it, man. Why can't we take the initiative to live our best lives? Because depending on outside circumstances isn't going to get you anywhere that you want to be. If you're lucky, I guess you might, but let's just be real. Most people don't stumble upon success. It's purposeful. It's an idea and a goal that you want to reach. So with that said, I think I'm going to start doing these videos like so, where they are a little bit more rambly, where it's just me being me and you watching and taking it all in, and hopefully in the future sharing your own opinions, sharing your own stories. So with that said, I also want to incorporate the writings that I have on certain topics, certain subject matters. Because let's face it, I'm no actor, I'm someone who doesn't really memorize things. And if I want to get my point across, sometimes it's just better to read it. Sometimes it's better just to let that message shine through. So, with that said, on the topic of going with the flow, I did write a little something. Forgive me as I look down and recite it. Going with the flow almost ruined my life. Heck, it almost ended it a few times. Your surroundings dictate so much of the flow. You are riding through, and while it can be exhilarating, it can be just as damaging. I spent so much of my life being willingly swept down the current of life's river. And when I decided to stop going with the flow, I found myself left to swim in the waters of regret and overthinking. And turns out, I'm not a great swimmer. I swam and I swam in these new waters, only to end up tired and exhausted, afraid I would end up drowning. The only saving grace was remembering the people who were there when I was finally ready to swim, the people who have been there for me through my worst. They became my boat, the foundational structure I needed to get out of the waters, to channel a path of my own. Now, I'm ready to venture forth into the unknown. Easier to accomplish knowing that I have my boat. Thank you for those who were in my life and have seen me through my worst. Thank you for those who have taken the time and patiently waited for me to find myself. Because it's been a decade plus of going with the flow, not being present in my own life, being hostage by my own accord. It's led to regrets. It's led to several mistakes. It's led to emotions of lashing out in anger towards people who never deserved it. So with that said, I'm happy where I am. I know that today is the best version of me, and it's because I stopped going with the flow. So take initiative in your life. Decide what you want to do. Be the best version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, it all starts with the decision to do so. And going with the flow can't provide that. So know that you are loved. Know that you are blessed beyond belief. And I hope that you're able to take this message for what it is. Some foresight to avoiding the pitfalls of life. Because we only have one life. Take active participation in it. Thank you for being here. I got another video coming out in the same day probably. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. Take care now. Bye.